How do you use the power of leverage in business? Welcome to Tea at Taxevity, where you get insights from insiders who make life better, our many clients and friends. I'm Pramod Sharma, the actuary at Taxevity, and when I'm not doing interviews, I help people achieve financial independence by transferring risks with life and health insurance. Our guest today is Donna Messer. Welcome, Donna.
Hi there. Thank you so much for inviting me. You know, you and I have a lot in common.
We do?
Absolutely. My dad was in your industry for 18 years. I'm kind of known as an insurance brat. Every time there was a new product, he'd try it out on us. So I think I was probably covered by almost everything. And I know that insurance is necessary. So I'm always happy to talk to someone who understands the importance of that.
Okay, I'm glad that you have that background because not everyone has the same views about insurance. Some people think it's nasty, they don't need it, whatever. But it can it can make a really big difference in people's lives at the right moment.
Absolutely. I could tell you stories, I'm not going to, but I know that if you don't have it, you're really going to miss it.
Yes, no one complains about having too much insurance.
No.
What do you do when you're not being interviewed?
Well, I have a lot of things that I do. I think, first of all, I am not just a job. I'm a whole bunch of things. So I'm a Rotarian. I'm on the board for United Way. I'm a former chair for Women in Food Industry Management. I'm a former director of agriculture for the state of Illinois. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a whole bunch of things. So when I'm not doing what I do for a living, I'm thinking about who I know and how I can share that knowledge in the power of leveraging.
And we've known each other for a number of years, and it was in the context of leveraging. And I found that your advice has been very helpful to me personally in making my network more successful and in building my success. And I do appreciate your help in those ways.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to post something like that on my LinkedIn. I'll probably send out a tweet that quotes you, because social media is one of the ways that I can use who I know and what they know to make me more valuable to other people. It's not the job, it's who we know and how we use that knowledge.
And what you just said is part of what makes you special, because you genuinely do connect people. Because sometimes you have a speaker at the front of the room and they tell you, thou shalt do this, this, this. But when you're at the front of the room, you involve the audience and you actually connect people right there in that room.
I do, and I love it. But what makes me different from other people is that I hold them accountable. I ask for their business card.
Yeah, that's the part I don't like, is the accountability. She's going to follow up and make sure we did something.
Absolutely, but if you don't follow up, think about the wasted time. Think about the fact that you're taking the time to interview me. You're taking the time to put it together using a professional who makes us both look really good.
Yes.
And we know that that is a family member who's taken a year off, and he's really doing some great stuff, and I'm going to show him how to use his leverage soon. So truthfully, accountability is the best way for you to grow your business and to help those other people to grow their business.
Right, I agree with that. It's just that a lot of people I see are in the world of small business, or they're professionals. They are the bosses. And when someone else external holds them accountable, there's nothing wrong with that, but it just feels like, hey, I've got someone who's telling me what to do, but for the best of reasons.
You know, that's an important thing to bring to my attention. I have a lot of people within my network who are the bosses, and they don't think they need anything.
Yes.
And so why would they pay any attention? Why would they do anything when they're already very professional? And I'm going to use the professionals, the doctors, the lawyers, the accountants, the orthodontists, the optometrists.
Hey, those are all my clients. Great choices.
Okay, but they don't seem to see that they could be working with me in order to leverage who they are and what they do. And that doesn't mean to build their business, it's to build their visibility. So if I use, John Brown as an example, John is an excellent optometrist, great optometrist. And people drive by him every day. But nobody knows where he came from. They don't know he's a family man. They don't know that he sponsors a particular organization. They don't know he has a special needs child. They don't know any of that, which would add value to when they drove by. Oh, that's John Brown, the optometrist. I know a great story about him. I'm going to introduce you to him because you and he have something in common.
Right, because the fact is that we don't know as lay people how one optometrist is different than another. But if we know their stories and know them as real people, well, maybe we're in the same club or we have a child with similar issues, whatever it happens to be. Given that the optometrists seem interchangeable at our level of understanding, I'll go with the one that I like better and I know a little more about.
People like people who are like themselves.
Yes.
They buy from them, they sell to them, they hire them, they refer them. The secret to using your leverage is taking the time to learn about the person who's standing across from you, who's sitting in the other chair. Take the time not to talk about, let me tell you all about myself. Say, tell me a little bit about yourself, because that way you're going to be able to help yourself and you're going to be able to help them and you can hold them accountable.
Absolutely. Would you give us an example of what you mean by leverage?
Love to. I'm going to use community living as an example.
Okay.
Okay. Community living is an organization that's been around for a long time. They've changed their name many times. But basically, these are people who support people who have some type of learning disability.
Okay.
Okay. So their role is to do as much as they can to help those people, and they call them self-advocates, to really maximize what they're capable of doing. So I was hired by someone from Community Living who happened to come to me as the speaker chair for Rotary Club.
Okay.
Got her to speak, liked what I heard, asked her if we could learn a little bit more about each other. She said yes. We got together and she said, I'm having a conference. Would you come and speak at this conference? I said, okay, do you have a budget? She said, well, not much. I said, okay, I'll come because I want to learn more about what you do.
Okay.
So I went and spoke. I met all of the community living people from Halton. During that time, I got to know that there were people I knew in my network that would benefit from knowing some of those people. So I used that as leverage, and I made introductions to people who were part of my power team.
Okay.
All right, so now I've got community living, I'm connecting them to power team, I'm doing an event. This same woman says, you do networking events, don't you? I said, yes, I do, and I'm actually going to host one. She said, would you like to use my venue? Oh, yeah, that would be great. It's free. All I ask is that you learn a little bit about what community living is about. So 60 to 100 people go to their venue and they see that they have something called Best Pack. And this is a packaging company where the people who they support actually work there and provide a living. So what a great opportunity. So now they're getting their leverage.
Okay.
Okay, so now the same person who's a brilliant woman, her name is Irene, she says, I want to write a proposal that will help the people we support maximize their social media presence. Can you help me? Absolutely, tell me what you need. So I go to my power team and I find someone who's an expert in social media. I find someone who has a venue that we can use. I find a whole bunch of things and I put the package together and I hand it over to Irene. Irene, who's an expert at writing proposals, writes the proposal. It goes to the government approves it, and we have to do something before the end of the year. That was last year. We wrote this proposal in probably October. We delivered in December.
Okay.
It involved a whole bunch of my power team people. A bunch of people. It provided incredible insight for people who didn't have it. And it involved a whole bunch of my power team people.
Okay, so by getting involved in one event, you created a ripple and you helped so many other people.
Absolutely, and each of those people was held accountable. So how did that work for you? So Susie Sunshine is now working with community living in Burlington, teaching them all about music and musical instruments. VAM is doing social media training for people who don't understand how to use social media.
Okay.
There's just so many things that go on. So Leverage is not about who you are, it's about who you know. It's how you put those people together, and it's how you actually hold them accountable so that there is a measurable result.
You've shown us some amazing benefits from leverage. Are there risks?
Absolutely. The biggest risk is in not being able to really get to know the person who might be not who they think or who you think they are.
Okay, you need to explain that.
Okay, so let's say I've met Bob, and Bob appears to be really good at videos.
Okay.
And he's going to do this great video shot for me. Okay? And he's got a lot of background. I've gone on his website. He looks really great. And he's saying, yeah, I can do it all for you. So I set this up. I'm going to use him as something to do with me, not with community living. This is something different. And I hook him up with my American contact. And we're holding a conference call where he's going to say, I can back Donna up on what she has said.
Okay.
Okay, so I've done my check. I think he's real. I'm on the conversation, and all of a sudden, his comments are coming out of a completely different perspective than mine.
Okay.
I'm not looking good because somehow or other we didn't communicate. I lost a huge deal because the person who said he couldn't. And he was trying to make it look like it would be our fault, not his fault.
Okay, yes.
So I'll never refer Bob again. And did I lose my client? No, I did not. But I lost that contract.
Right. Now, you're a busy person. How much time could you have invested in getting to know Bob better?
I think if I had spent more time with him and asked him more questions, I would have been more prepared.
Okay.
I probably would not have brought him in, but he was referred by someone else. And this is something I have to talk about. Some people refer without knowing that that referral is really very important to me. If you refer Bob to me, I'm holding you accountable for Bob.
Okay, and I may not know that much more about Bob apart from him saying that he does video.
Yeah, so we all need to do our homework. We should not refer until we've actually had experience with the Bob. And unfortunately, the person who referred Bob to me had not experienced. He belonged to a networking group who said, you got to refer me.
Yes, there are some like that, and if you don't know that there are connections among these people, you think the referrals are legit when they're really self-serving.
Yeah, and I won't even say legit because I think some people don't understand the importance of what true networking is. I mean, true networking is not, here's my card, thanks, hire me. True networking is let's build a relationship. Let's find a way that we can measure the results.
How can people get started in using the power of leverage?
Well, they can talk to me.
Okay. And what's the best way for people to reach you?
Good question. I'm always available on email. So my email is dmesser@connectuscanada.com.
And we'll show that on the screen too.
Yep. You can call me. I have a telephone number that goes into my office, 905-337-9578. I do not give out my cell phone number only to people that I trust will not abuse it. So I'm not giving it to you. We are not.
Though I already have it.
You have it, but I mean to the world.
Yes, to the world.
We're located in Kerr Village. I'm currently...
Kerr Village is where?
In Oakville.
Oakville, okay.
It is in the heart of Oakville.
Okay.
It is a multicultural village with over 40 different cultures within the community. It is a retail sector. It is wide sidewalks, lots of restaurants. It's really a place to visit. And we have a new business called Kerr Village House. And Kerr Village House is the result of a collaboration of a group of individuals who are all part of the power team.
Okay.
So you're going to be invited to come and see it. We have our, and I'm calling it our, I have nothing to do with it as an individual who is owner. I am strictly a mentor. But they will have their open house and their actual grand opening in February. You will be invited.
Okay.
I will do the social media on it. with the help of our social media team. And I will make sure that we have someone that's important that will cut the ribbon so that we can really maximize who they are. So they have a learning loft where they can do training programs. You might want to be there. They have a retail shop. You might know people who are looking to put products out. So this is an opportunity.
Even in this interview, you've shown how you connect people, and I appreciate your help. Is there a key message for the viewers today?
Yes, the message is, if you're not visible, you're nowhere. If you can get visibility, use social media. Use this opportunity. If someone is going to offer you the chance to be videoed, be videoed, but make sure you know how to be a good interview, because there's nothing worse than somebody going, So visibility gives you credibility.
Okay.
Credibility makes you profitable. So visibility, everything to do with social media. LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Be there. Write. Publish. Get out there. If you can get it on the cover of a magazine, get on the cover of a magazine. So visible, that's good. Credible, be part of an association. Take an active part in something you care about, whether it's a Rotarian, United Way, something that shows that you're an important part of the community. The definition, by the way, of community is a group of dedicated individuals gathering together to achieve a common goal. So if you can be part of a community that has the same goals, that's great. So visibility, credibility, ultimately return on the investment, profit.
Right.
That's my message.
Thanks for dropping by, Donna.
Thanks, it was fabulous.
Thanks for joining us for Tea at Taxevity. The Taxevity Insurance Advisory helps you understand insurance and bridges gaps in your coverage. There's no premium for peace of mind. How healthy is your insurance?